Do you actually show your feline companion you love them every single day? You likely believe you do. But here is the truth that almost no one tells you. Most of the ways we display affection to our cats mean absolutely nothing to them. In fact, some of the things you do daily, thinking you are being a wonderful caretaker, might actually be pushing your cat further away. These 7 actions take less than 1 minute each, but once you start implementing them, your cat will not just trust you, they will develop a profound, genuine love for you. Let us start with the one most people get completely wrong. 1. Talk to your cat as if you are talking to a small infant. Have you ever noticed how your voice shifts the second you speak to your cat? That high, soft, slightly ridiculous melody you would never use in a professional setting? Most people feel a bit embarrassed about it. But here is the thing. Science suggests you should be doing it even more. A 2022 study from the Academic Institute of Provence discovered that cats can actually tell the difference between their owner's voice and a stranger's voice, but only when the owner used that specific high-pitched baby tone. When owners spoke in their normal adult voice, the cats barely reacted. But the moment they switched to that sweet, exaggerated cadence, their cats perked up, rotated their heads, and even moved closer. That means your cat is not just hearing noise, they are recognizing your unique soul. It only clicks when you speak to them the way you would speak to someone you truly adore. So every single day when you walk past your cat, when you feed them, or when you catch them staring at you from across the room, talk to them. Say anything at all. It does not matter what the words are. What matters is the emotional frequency of the tone. Soft, warm, and gentle. That voice tells your cat, "You are safe with me," in a way nothing else can. And if you think this is powerful, wait until we get to number 7. Because there is one spot on your cat's body that triggers something even deeper than a voice ever could. 2. This 3-second gaze makes your cat feel completely secure. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you and then slowly closing their eyes? Most people think their cat is just getting sleepy. They are not. That slow blink is one of the most intentional things a cat can do, and it is a love letter meant directly for you. Researchers at the Southern Shore Research Center tested this in 2020. They found that when owners slow blinked at their cats, the felines were significantly more likely to slow blink back and even approach them. Cats who received slow blinks from strangers also responded positively, but the effect was strongest with their familiar humans. That tiny gesture literally changed how the cat felt about the person in front of them. Think about that. No treat, no toy, and no belly rub required. Just 3 seconds of eye contact followed by a slow, deliberate blink, and your cat reads it as, "I am not a threat, I love you." Here is what makes this a daily game changer. Most of us stare at our cats without realizing that in cat language, direct eye contact with no blink is a challenge. It is confrontational. So every time you lock eyes with your cat and do not blink slowly, you might be sending the exact opposite message of what you feel. Make this part of your routine. Every morning and every evening, whenever your cat meets your eyes, give them a slow blink. Let your eyelids drop gently and hold for just a second. When they blink back, that is your cat saying, "I trust you with my life." And hey, if any of this is making you look at your cat differently right now, keep these lessons in your heart. That is how we become the owners our cats deserve. 3. Most owners bore their cats without even knowing it. Have you ever dangled a toy in front of your cat and they just stared at it like you were embarrassing yourself? That is not your cat being lazy. That is your cat being bored out of their mind, and it is happening in millions of homes every single day. Here is what most owners do not realize. Cats are hardwired hunters. Their brains are built to stalk, chase, pounce, and catch. That sequence is everything to their mental health. But when you wave a toy back and forth in the same spot with the same speed, you are skipping every single step that makes play feel real to a cat. The trick is to make the toy act like actual prey. Drag it away from your cat, not toward them. Let it hide behind a corner. Make it freeze, then dart away suddenly. Move it in unpredictable bursts. When your cat crouches low and their pupils go wide, that is when you know you have activated something primal and beautiful. And here is the part nobody talks about. A cat who gets a real hunt every day does not just stay physically healthy. They become calmer, more affectionate, and more bonded to the person who gives them that experience. You become the source of their deepest instinct being fulfilled. That is not just fun. That is love in a language your cat was born speaking. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all it takes. But those minutes have to feel real. Stop shaking the toy like a chore. Start moving it like something worth catching. Your cat will never look at you the same way again. 4. Just sit next to your cat and watch what happens. What if the most powerful thing you could do for your cat every day was absolutely nothing? Most owners think bonding means petting, playing, or giving treats. So when they sit on the couch and their cat is across the room, They feel like nothing is happening. But something huge is happening. Your cat is watching, and the fact that you are nearby without demanding anything from them is speaking louder than any treat ever could. In the wild, cats only rest near other cats they fully trust. They do not cuddle to show affection the way dogs do. They share space. That is it. And that quiet act of just existing together is one of the strongest bonds cats form with each other. When you sit near your cat without reaching for them, without calling their name, and without trying to make something happen, you are telling them, I do not need anything from you. I just want to be here. For a cat, that is everything. You will start noticing something if you do this daily. At first, your cat might keep their distance, but over time, that distance gets smaller. They will move to the same room, then the same couch, then right next to you, not because you asked, but because they chose you. And in the world of cats, being chosen is the highest form of love there is. So tomorrow, try it. Sit down, read a book, or check your messages. Just let your cat exist near you with zero pressure. What happens next might surprise you. 5. Never touch your cat before doing this. How do you greet your cat when you walk into a room? Be honest. Do you just reach down and start petting them? If so, you are skipping a step that your cat has been waiting for you to learn your entire life. Cats do not process the world through sight first. They process it through scent. Every single interaction your cat has starts with their nose. When two bonded cats greet each other, they do not just walk up and start grooming. They touch noses first. That tiny exchange of scent is basically a feline handshake. It says, I know you, and you are safe. Now, think about what happens when you skip that and go straight for the head scratch. To your cat, it is like someone you barely recognize walking up and hugging you with no warning. It is not necessarily painful, but it is jarring. And over time, it teaches your cat to flinch instead of lean in. Here is the daily habit. Every single time you are about to pet your cat, extend one finger first. Hold it a few inches from their nose and let them come to it. Let them sniff. Let them process you. When they push their face into your hand or rub their cheek against your finger, that is your green light. That is your cat saying, okay, I am ready. This takes 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds completely change how your cat experiences your touch. You go from being someone who pets them to someone who asks for permission first. And cats never forget the people who ask first. 6. Stop picking up your sleeping cat right now. Can you honestly say you have never scooped up your sleeping cat just because they look too cute to resist? We have all done it. They are curled up in that perfect little ball looking peaceful, and something in your brain says, I need to hold that right now. But what feels like love to you feels like something completely different to your cat. Cats spend 12 to 16 hours a day sleeping, and that is not because they are lazy. It is because sleep is how their body recovers, processes stress, and regulates their entire nervous system. Deep sleep specifically is when your cat feels the most vulnerable. Their guard is completely down, their muscles are relaxed. They chose that spot because they felt safe enough to disappear from the world for a while. Now, imagine what happens when you interrupt that. Your cat is in their most defenseless state, and suddenly they are being lifted into the air with no warning. Their heart rate spikes. Their claws might even come out. And even if they settle into your arms a few seconds later, something was registered in their mind. That spot is not as safe as they thought. Do this enough times and you will notice something subtle. Your cat starts sleeping in harder to reach places. They might go to room 512, or hide on top of tall shelves or behind heavy furniture. They are not being antisocial. They are protecting their precious sleep from the one person who keeps interrupting it. The daily habit here is the simplest one on this list. When your cat is asleep, just walk past them and let them rest. 7. One spot on their body unlocks everything. Remember in number 1, when I said there is one spot on your cat's body that triggers something deeper than your voice ever could? This is it. And once you know this, you will never pet your cat the same way again. When cats who are deeply bonded groom each other, an act called social grooming, they do not lick just anywhere. They focus almost exclusively on one area, the base of the head, right between and behind the ears. That is the spot a cat can never reach on their own. So the only way they ever get groomed there is by someone they trust completely. That is why this spot is different from every other place you pet your cat. The belly is vulnerable. The chin feels good. But the area between the ears and down the back of the head is reserved. It is family only. When another cat grooms this spot, it releases oxytocin in both cats, not just the one being groomed. It is a chemical bond that says, we belong to each other. Now, here is what most owners miss. You can trigger this same response. Every single day, take a few seconds to gently stroke that spot between your cat's ears with your fingertips. Do not scratch. Do not rub hard. Use gentle, slow, and repetitive strokes. Use the same rhythm another cat's tongue would use. Watch what happens. Your cat's eyes will close slowly. Their body will soften. Their purr will shift into something deeper than what you hear during a normal pet. That is not just physical comfort. That is your cat's brain releasing the exact same chemical it would release with a bonded family member. You are telling them you love them in their own native tongue.